Hello and welcome to week 5 of season 1 of the WPF Sluggers League, and today we have arguably the most important triple header week on deck. So let's get right into it. So we have four 3-1 teams and two 0-4 teams, and the 3-1 teams are all facing off against each other, and the 0-4 teams are both facing off against each other. And this is great because this means one of the winless teams is going to win, which is awesome. And then at the top of the standings, it means that this week is going to be incredibly important for determining who makes the playoffs in an 8-week season. 3 teams are only going to be making it to the dance, right? The big dance. So this week is going to be so important to separate who's at the top and who's at the bottom. So I'm really looking forward to this week and seeing what we can get done. So the first game on deck, let's just get right to it. The first game on deck is between two 3-1 teams. We've got Joe versus Terminal. Now, Terminal suffering his first loss last week, whereas Joe, after losing his first week, has reeled off 3 straight victories. So we have teams on 2 different trajectories here. A team that's found its stride after changing up the defensive positions of Wiggler and Waluigi here. Really letting Waluigi's height shine at second, and Wiggler is not letting things get under him with his weird body size and awkward movement. It's really hard for Wiggler to pick stuff up off the ground. Whereas Terminal, over here, continues to put PD at catcher, which may not be the most effective way to maximize his skill set. But we know this team can slug it with the best of them. But Joe's offense is actually number 1 in the league, surprisingly. Headed by Purple Toad, who is batting a cool 889 on the season. 16 for 18 thus far. Aided by a couple errors in the field, but less at bats, that doesn't count as a hit. So I think this is a marquee matchup, and I am so excited to see what happens. We've got Toadette versus Boo on the mound as the starting pitchers, and let's boogie. DK versus Diddy Kong at Mario Stadium. It has been a while since we've been to Mario Stadium at night, so this means we have a pretty dang neutral field here, so may the best team win. This is exactly how it's going to end up happening. We've got Toadette leading off here on the mound versus Green Magikoopa, who quickly lines out the shortstop. Okay, now here is Drybones swiffing on that changeup. Toadette's going to look for the strikeout here. She's not going to get it. Drybones is going to single that one into shallow right field. And that is Drybones' 10th single of the season. Now we know Toadette here is a pre-charge pitcher, which means she is able to suppress the power of batters, as you see Critter really lean in and charge there, and he's going to charge for too long, lowering his power, and you're going to see that in effect, is that is going to just be shy on the warning track. It's going to make Bones go back to first base, and now it's 2 outs. Toadette with a strong opening frame so far. Can she clean it off? And Toad is going to get under that, and that is a nice half inning of pitching from Toadette. To the bottom of the first we go. MVP candidate Funky Kong takes strike 1 looking. Had arguably his first bad game of the season last week. And that's just going to be caught in time for a buddy jump, but that had the distance, even though he was charging for quite a while there. Diddy Kong is able to grab that up and catch it, so good defensive showing there from the Kongs in the outfield. But you cannot sleep against either offense really, but especially this one. You have Funky and the DK in the 1-2 hole, and If you're a team with Funky and the DK, you are a blessed team. And there it is. That is amazing contact. That is a deep fly ball. That's far, far away. That is absolutely nuked. Shoutouts to the camera crew with their amazing work there. Just like that, one swing, 1-0 game. You really love to see the new camera crew doing some good work there. I really love this. So big shoutouts to the people behind the scenes who have made that possible. Wiggler now. Wiggler Nick Castellanos over here. Continuing to prove the haters wrong after being changed from his original defensive position. And Waluigi's gonna land in there with his 4th double this season. And all of a sudden, Frieza, who is had an amazing season at the plate, batting 500, has a chance to do even more damage here with 1 out. That's going to be an error. Wow. Brown Critter cannot hold on to that baseball, and a rare miscue. A rare miscue from Brown Critter means it is a 2-0 game with... Wow, that is Purple Toad's sack fly, but that is Purple Toad's 3rd out recorded of this season. And I think that was the first time he ever decided to star swing. So maybe he shouldn't do that. Because if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Toadette lines this one into... grounds it into center field, but that's a nice hit from Toadette, putting it exactly where she needs it to go. And Boo is kind of struggling in the opening frame here. If you're Terminals team, you really want to see Boo just get out of this inning. You do not want him to be pulled. Brown Critter does make up for his gaff earlier. Gets that out. But unfortunately, the damage has been done. 3-0 going into the top of the 2nd. But like, oh, it is so far from over. Like, PD Piranha after K. Rool and Critter. You cannot sleep on this man at all. Gonna line that star pitch, and that is not the most... That is not the most effective use of star pitches by Toadette. And if you're Joe's team, you just hope, and there's another star pitch, you just hope that doesn't come back to bite you. And Diddy's looking to punish us with a star swing, and that is gonna land, yeah. Diddy with an opportune time for a star swing, and you have runners at the corners now as PD slides in safely there. Nice heads up base riding by the Piranha Man, and Tiny has a chance to, you know, close the gap a little bit. Thought about it, but takes strike 1 looking. Good eye. Fastball right down the middle, that Tiny lines, taking advantage of that meatball. That's going to bring Petey home. And Toadette suddenly. Is on her last legs as well. Baby DK. Waluigi's going to make... Wow. Just out of his range. I'm gonna say that's a hit, but you want to see maybe Waluigi put a little bit more, you know, oomph into that slide. That's an RBI single for Boo, though. This is a very nice, you know, small ball moment here. You're just getting single upon single upon single, and who knows when the carnage will end, but that's the end of the day for Toadette. And I believe, as is usual with this squad, we will have Baby Peach coming in to relieve Toadette. We have back-to-back power suppressors here coming in. But right now you don't want a power suppressor, you just want to get an out. And that is exactly what you wanted. If you're Joe, if you are green Magikoopa and Terminal, that is the last thing you wanted to see. That was a brutal sequence. Dry Bones gets that one down. It's going to be another run. The singles machine keeps going. Only his 4th RBI of the season, but with 10 runs on this team, he is contributing immensely. And Baby Peach is already tired? Huh. It's pretty surprising, I can't even lie. Oh, and the cameraman does amazing work as Baby Peach does get out of the inning and strikes out Brown Critter. Wow, I think that's the first strikeout of the season for Baby Peach. And a very timely one at that. Shy Guy picking up where he left off last game. Gray Shy Guy with another single. Slowly getting his batting average back up to a respectable tick. And that's just gonna curve foul for Funky Kong. Oh, if this beginning of this game is any indication, that's a nice jump from Tiny to track that ball down. But if this game is any indication, this first inning and a half, we are in for fireworks today. Questionable strike call from the ump, but DK is gonna watch that and punish the very next hit. That might go in for, nope, he's gonna go stay at first, but that is going to be runners at the corners now. DK with 12 singles and 24 at-bats, but of course 5 dongs and a couple doubles. So he is a prime top 3 MVP candidate, especially with his work on the mound. Wiggler with 1 out. Can he bring Shy Guy home? The answer is yes, and maybe more with that strange outfield play from Tiny. That's gonna drive home two RBI double from Wiggler. Wow. I'm sorry, I'm like at a loss for words. What in the world? And that's gonna be the end of the night for Boo. And after Boo, Dry Bones picks up the slack. Now, if you are Terminal, you really want to shut down this offense. You really want to get 2-3 solid innings from this guy. And a good start would be getting Waluigi out here. But Waluigi's going to say, nah, man. I'm going to use my Star Swing and I am going to safely reach first base. I will say Waluigi has been extremely good this season with knowing when to use a star pitch. I've been very impressed with his mental acuity. There is a really nice critter redemption. That's what we expect from him. And Frieza with his first unfortunate play of the season. Finding to double play there to stop any potential gap of the lead from getting wider, but for Terminal, that means with K Rule PD, you can tie the game with 2 dongs. You don't want to see that if you're the monkeys. Here's Petey though. He doesn't care about pre-charge. He nukes these. That is high, deep. Does that have the height? It might have the height. No, that's gonna be caught. Good work by Toad Town to get there way ahead of the ball. The launch angle was just a little bit too high, but I thought that had enough height, but he nuked that. But Baby Peach really just wants to get out of this inning. This might be her last batter. But Diddy says, nah, I'm gonna get yo butt off the mound, and that's gonna fall in to left for a single. Okay, Diddy Kong, I see you. Yep, that's the end of the day for Peach. So here's the thing, right? Joe's tag team of Toadette and Baby Peach as openers have been extremely effective this season at limiting home runs against. For teams that love playing small ball, that love slapping it for singles and singles and singles, that's where their weakness has been. And in under 3 innings, your homies are off the mound. For a lot of teams, that would be a death sentence. For this team, it's not. Specifically because you have the Chad innings eater DK. And Waluigi is a closer if you so need it. So DK here is going to come relieve Baby Peach off the mound. And we've seen from DK this season, he's good for 4-5 innings an appearance, which is really all you want from him because Waluigi can close the remainder. DK is going to let his fellow Kong get a hit there. Tiny with the single, bringing her average to 450 on the season. Pretty good. I love how DK pitches with like a diagonal, like his arm slot's very interesting. He's like a 3/4 pitcher, but like his ball has like a lot of horizontal break, even though it's a fastball, and that is a huge catch by Shy Guy. Magnet hands. Call him Ganondorf. Ganning guy. I don't know, man. Insane. Purple Toad coming off of a rare out last time. Law of averages might be catching up to my guy. All of a sudden, we go from 889 batting average to 800 in the span of 2 at-bats. Now, don't get me wrong. An 800 batting average is ridiculous and is still leading the league. Critter's going to catch that. Toadette does not have enough speed. Good play by Critter. Shaking off that early mistake, but that is going to still prove a little costly. We'll see. Dry Bones picking up where Boo left off, but doing even better so far. So you really want to see Bones continue this if you are Terminal. Star hit and a star hit, and that's going to be a bobble again. But that is a star hit, so you cannot really fault Critter there. So we're going to award the single to Baby Peach for a nice star hit, but with the defensive acumen that the Critters have, you really do hope that they can still snag some of those star hits, because we've seen them do it in the past. I just don't know. I will say though, after an 0-9 start to the season for Gray Guy, he has been performing amazing, and this is absolutely nuked, and that's not going to be in time. Funky said, I'm going to break out of my slump in one surfboard swing. That's going to be a 3-run dong. Just like that, it's 3-8, and probably Bones is done. Yeah. So, I've said this a couple times. Terminal's team's biggest weakness is once you get their more like if you get their pitching core, Boo, Bones, Magikoopa, if you get those guys out of the game, their team kind of falls apart because Magikoopa comes in from the infield and then Critter comes in from the infield. You're kind of like losing your really good defensive infield. It would be better if like they put PD in the infield, but as their manager has Terminal has constructed his lineup and his lineup card, this is how it looks. And if Critter is going to be coming in after Magikoopa, after that, it's anybody's game. The really strong infield defense falls apart after that. So if you are Terminal, you want to just like pray to Princess Peach or Rosalina or whoever your god is. You want to pray for a long outing from Magikoopa. We've seen him do it once, but dude's a good pitcher, but he doesn't really have a lot of stamina. Nice curveball there, though. DK is gonna be like, nah, we smack that changeup. It's gonna be a single. And now here's Wiggler. Continuing his really, really good stretch here. Like, I think we're like to the point where we can consider Wiggler as like arguably like kind of like not an MVP candidate, but like he has really upped his game since the allegations of Clubhouse Discourse. Or Discord, I should say. It's bases loaded, 2 outs for Frieza, who went for the Star Swing. He tried to use his Frieza powers. I'm sorry, I don't know whatever Naruto lore or whatever, but like, there it is. That's gonna be a 2-out, 2-run single for Frieza, and Magikoopa is tired. Purple Toad is selling so hard, dude. I don't. I don't know how that ends up working out, but like that's kind of crazy to me. Purple Toad. I'm sorry. I'm like trying to think about how Purple Toad went from hitting 16 for 18 and now he's 0 for 3 today. It's baseball for you. But Magikoopa, after lining into that double play, that really unfortunate double play last time, does get on base. Can Terminal's team do anything with it, though? I mean, there's still plenty of time for anything to happen. It's like so much time, but you need to see something like that. That is going to be launched into deep center field, and that is going to be caught. You see the speed of the Toads there really, really coming into clutch, because if that is a slower outfield, that is probably gone. And Joe escapes the inning unscathed there. DK with another solid start on the mound. And now the Wilds are up to bat, and that's gonna, yep, that's why having Magikoopa on the mound and Bones at second is not ideal, because that's gonna squeak through and Toadette's gonna get another single today. Really good day at the plate for Toadette. Baby Peach now with her Rattler. It's gonna rattle that one right to Tiny Kong for out number 1. Now we've got Gray Shy Guy, who after, like I said before, his 1-9 start has really been an amazing asset for this team. Like, holy. Like, dude was batting under the Toadsworth line, and now he's almost at 400 batting average. Like, what an insane turnaround for a really good defensive player who's been a cornerstone of this team. That's gonna hit the wall. It's gonna be an RBI single for Funky. Okay. And Magic Koopa's done. Wow. It's the 13th RBI of the season for Funky. With that single. Driving home Toadette, I believe. And yeah, like I said before, right? Because now Critter's coming into pitch, so you do keep like a good defenseman at shortstop, which is very nice, but Dry Bones at second is not what you want to see if you are a fan of the DK Wilds, or excuse me, the Diddy Monkeys. This might be the first time this season that we will see who is pitching after Critter. King K. Rool. Okay, King K. Rool's a pretty decent pitcher. But it's less about the pitching and more about the defensive alignment becoming mixed up and not ideal from the Monkeys side of things. But here's DK looking to do some damage. Immediately goes for the star pitch, and that's nuked, and there is why you want a different second baseman there. So nice buddy toss, but that is unfortunately only going to hold Funky at third and not stop DK from getting that RBI single. Another start pitch from Critter. Okay. Huge catch. No way. That was an insane catch. Alright. Like that was past. That was like I'm just gonna say Wiggler was kind of robbed there. We know Wiggler though. We know how he can kind of maybe be a clubhouse nuisance if things aren't going his way, you know? So you really gotta hope that's not gonna sink the morale of the team here. Because that kind of felt like cheating, if we're being honest, from Green Magic Koopa. K. Rool. That is his second star hit line out directly to center field today. I think K. Rool should stop trying to star hit and should start trying to do what he does best and smack those bad boys out of the stadium. It's a single from Petey though. His second of the day, I believe. And now Diddy Kong is going to try and start a rally. That's going to be a bloop that is going to fall. Toadette is just not fast enough, but you know, interesting base running from PD. I don't blame him because that looked like Toadette had a good enough, you know, had the jets on, right? I think you can reasonably surmise that would have been caught. But you really have to kind of play, you have to kind of like play in the middle between first and second so you can like account for both scenarios. But uh-oh, hold on a second. We have a rally going. DK thought about, or Diddy thought about going to home. But wisely goes back to third base there. Boo with 2 outs has a chance to do something here. But that is a star pitch from DK, and Boo is wisely going to let that pass. Boo, the starting pitcher today, has a chance to do something. Shy Guy proving even why he batted 0 for 9 to begin the season. Why he's still in the lineup. His defensive glove has arguably been better than Critter's this season. Like, it has actually been insane. And Waluigi is pretty charge happy today too. I definitely think, you know, like I said at the beginning, right? Week 5, 4 3-1 teams looking to separate themselves from the others. You're seeing some characters do some uncharacteristic things. You know, some of these players are pulling all their tricks out of the bag to try and not do that. It's gonna be a double play. The second of the day from Frieza. And Toad with another out. Who sees his batting average dip below 800 for the first time this season. It is a terrifying thought for the rest of the league that with Toad having a very uncharacteristic day at the mound, that this team has still managed to put up 12 runs in 5 innings. Nice start hit from Green Magic Koopa there. And if you are Terminal, if you are the Diddy Monkeys, you need a rally now, and this might be a good start. That's gone. That has huge exit velo, and that is Dry Bones' third home run of the season. And that's exactly what you want if you're Terminal. Now you want a couple more, but with Critter, K-Rool, Petey up, if you are the DK Wilds, you cannot feel safe. And that is another nuke. But Frieza is going to allow Toad to jump up there and get it. That is the third ball, I think, from Brown Critter that has been buddy jumped today. Yeah, I mean, just fast outfield just does that, you know? But that was also to one of the deepest parts of the park. So you can't really, What a grab by Shy Guy. Secret MVP today? Gray Shy Guy? I mean, like, if DK, like, continues his work on the mound, it's probably DK. But, like, holy moly. Has Shy Guy put himself on the map today? Really the past couple weeks, but everybody I think is going to forget that terrible start if he continues to play like he did. Or like he is. Diddy unfortunately lines out there for the Monkeys, which means that the runs scored have only been 2. But you close the gap a little bit. You have 3 more innings to see if you can make some more ground up. And we've seen this team, oh my god, we've seen this team, you know, do that before. So it's not out of the question. I will say Toadette is doing amazing with her ball placement today. Okay, Dry Bones, you know? I was not familiar with your game. Surprisingly, only the second double play hit into by Baby Peach. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, like, I am impressed by not only what Dry Bones has done at second, but Critter on the mound has done a pretty good job too. Like, I don't think that's like especially crazy because pitching is so volatile. But I think the surprising thing is, like, he's just been doing pretty good at generating the kinds of weak contact he needs. Baby DK is going to take one, get one over on his adult counterpart there. No, I'm just kind of impressed. Honestly, both teams have showed some pretty interesting things today, some pretty good things today. Obviously, Joe exploded on offense here. The Wilds, DK is doing his thing on the mound. Boo is going to unwisely hit in that, and that's going to be a double play. Yeah. But no, even that's a league leading, I believe, 6th ground into double play by Boo. And that is not the character I would have expected to be leading the league and grounding into double plays. Like, maybe in the middle of the pack, sure, but leading? Nah. Diddy does get a good jump on that, and that's going to be caught. Big Funky with an out there. DK on Critter action. That generates another nice weak contact, and that's going to be out. Don't know why that was a nice play, but, I mean, it was a nice play, but, like, I don't know why it was, like, a nice play by the game. Wiggler. Okay, good. Wiggler, kind of has already proven, I think. He didn't let that, like, crazy, like, Magic Koopa catch affect him. and his team. He's been, you know, keeping to his business after those locker room allegations. Drybones doesn't pick up that one, and that's going to be a well-placed single by Waluigi. That some more rangy second baseman probably grab. But you know what? Drybones made a good play earlier. I shouldn't say too much. Like, you know, like, he's been serviceable. But that also is going to go right through, and Wiggler's going to try and challenge Tiny's arm. And Wiggler is smart to challenge that arm, and that's going to be an RBI single for Frieza. 12th RBI of the season for him, surprisingly. There's the Toad we know and love. It's an RBI single for Toad. Oh no, Drybones! That's gonna be caught though. That's really funny. I love it when it when one character like bobbles it and then it like gets caught by another character. Star hit from Green Magikoopa, that's gonna land. Green Magikoopa has been shiesty with the star hits today. And that's kind of what he needs to do to succeed. His regular hits are nothing to write home about, but this second potential dong of the day from Bones might be something to write home about. That is going to be caught though. It felt like it had the power. And it had the launch angle. It was more of like a liner than like anything really. But Toadette is just too fast in the outfield, and that's gonna be caught. But honestly, Drybones, pretty good day at the plate today. Showing off some of that power that he doesn't usually get to show off. Wow. No. No. Oh my god. I'm at a loss for words. There's no way Shy Guy, small Shy Guy, gray guy, picked that up. That's my goat. I don't care what anybody says. That's my goat. Gray Shy Guy is him. After Critter here to start off the top of this inning is going to be King K. Rool. And after King K. Rool is going to be PD Piranha. Alright. I kind of want to see PD pitch low-key. King K. Rool actually does not really have a lot of stamina. Surprisingly, it's weird. In Smash, his whole like gimmick is like about having stamina. So I think there's a very real chance we'll see PD on the mound here. If I were to compare King K. Rool to a real life pitcher, I would say he is probably like an Aroldis Chapman. I guess maybe we won't see PD because there's only like a half inning left, but potentially. Shy Guy's bunting? What are we doing? What are we doing? Well, look at the heat this guy throws. Oh, the rare K. Rool curveball. Hello? Hello? But like that's the K. Rool I know. Okay, that's gonna be unfortunately caught, but heads up base running by Peach. Gets back to first to prevent the double play. Giving Funky and DK a chance to do something here potentially. That is lined. And that's gonna fall. Peach there went from having good base running to not so good base running. She might have been able to stretch that to third if she got a better jump. The really scary thing for Joe's team here, the DK Wilds, their run differential is already insane because they like cooked me, and it's gonna be even more insane after this potentially, barring a comeback for the ages. Here's Wiggler though with a chance to do some damage, and he shall do. Baby Peach home. Getting a lot of runs today. Getting action at the plate. Wiggler is going to get in. And that's going to go over Magikoopa. gonna drive home another double from Waluigi. Wow. Uh-oh. Is that like the third 2 RBI double for Waluigi today? I feel like it is. But I don't have any like substantial proof to back that up. Just what my like feelings tell me. And we will see PD Piranha at the plate, or at the mound. Huge. Alright, PD. Do your thing. My goat. My goat, Peter Piranha. Come on. Show him how you spit that ball. And Frieza is gonna... Wiggler! No, what are you doing, Wiggler? What was that base running and what was that fielding? No way, dude. Did you see that? Like, Manchukupa could have thrown a second. Or even the outfielder could have thrown a second. I don't understand. Wiggler, go. What do you do? What is Wiggler doing? I have no words. Wiggler's trolling. I don't understand. Nice start pitch. That is gonna prevent the damage from being even more like uncomebackable. But 12 runs, it's possible. I've seen 12 runs scored in an inning before. It ain't over till it's over, especially with this lineup. But I was gonna say that's not what you want to see from K. Rool, but I think that's his first time getting on base today. So maybe that is what you want to see from K. Rool. And PD has a chance to kind of clean the slate here. And he makes good contact. That's launched to center field. That is going to be caught by Purple Toad. PD with some solid hitting today. Just a little bit short on power for a lot of these hits. If these hits got a little more contact from Terminal's team, or a little more power, we might have a different ball game on our hands. But Diddy chooses to bunt with only 2 outs remaining, and now there's only 1 out remaining. I'm not sure if I agree with the managerial decision that was made there, because you need to make up 12 runs without generating a single out. And I don't know if you can do that. It's possible, sure. But I don't think it's gonna happen. Yeah. That's the ball game, and very fittingly ends on a great grab by the great Gray Shy Guy. And we have a 17-5 final. The home team, DK Wilds, coming away with a convincing 12-run win off of 32 hits. And if we want to check the box score here, we see from the visiting team, the losing side, the Diddy Monkeys, who have now lost 2 in a row after their sensational 3-0 start. Had a great day from Dry Bones. PD did what he kind of had to do. Tiny had a surprisingly good day too. Tiny's been showing up to bite this season. You know, I put some respect on Tiny Kong's name. Unfortunately, the pitching on this team was not able to hold back the top 5 of this lineup. Now here's the thing, right? Toad having 30 points is wild to me. Purple Toad having 30 points is wild to me. That's like ridiculous. But generally speaking, the bottom third of this lineup is going to be, more often than not, relatively speaking, a black hole. But for Joe's team, whatever kind of pep talks they're doing in the locker room, it's working, because like this bottom of this lineup is more than holding its own and giving the top of the lineup more opportunities to shine because they're not getting as many outs. So like I'm I'm kind of honestly like amazed because this team going into the season, I thought it was going to be a fringe playoff contender. Like it definitely has the pieces it needs. The infield defense is a little suspect, but the outfield is amazing. The pitching is amazing. Um, the power is more than enough. You got a couple nice slap hitters, but I was worried that the bottom third of the lineup was going to be so much of a negative that it would cancel out the positives that DK and Funky and Wiggler would bring at the plate. But I'm pleasantly surprised that I've been wrong in that assessment. I mean, for Sluggers terms, batting 370 is not that good. But, like, I think you will absolutely take Toadette getting on base 1 out of every 3 times she comes to the plate. For sure. Because that means you have more times for Funky and DK to come up. So honestly, yeah, no. Good game. Good game to lead us off for sure. And I think Terminal, if I had to make a suggestion as a... I mean, I would be biased because I don't want to make your team even scarier, but I do think you should put PD in the infield at some point. Because that will make your infield defense... We saw Critter make a couple mistakes at short. I mean, you should still keep Critter in the infield, to be honest. But I'd probably slide him over to second base and Magic Koopa put him at like third, maybe. That would be what I would do personally. But because the makings of a really good team is also here. I mean, it isn't like, come on, Critter, K-Rool, PD back to back to back, and let's not forget Dry Bones right before that. Like, this is an insane lineup too. That should be a little more consistent than this one, if I'm being honest. But hey, that's the name of the game, right? Joe's team came to play today, and they are thusly rewarded with, as it stands, the #1 seed in the league. And we are ready for the second game of the season. Or, second game today. Gorky versus Nala Cobra. The two teams still searching for their first win are going to face off. One of them will get their first win. And I am actually really excited to see who it will be, because I think by far the biggest disappointment this season has been Team Nala. This team with Bowser, Birdo, Blue Critter, Dry Bones. Bowser is batting .526 on the season, which is like fine, but I want to give you some context. Frieza, the me on Joe's team that we just saw, who hit into 2 double plays this season, or this week, just now, is batting .520 on the season. Bowser is performing to the level of a me, because Frieza even has a home run this season and Bowser has 2. So it's not even like that's that big of a difference. Frieza has 12 RBIs, Bowser has 5. So you can make a legitimate case that Frieza has outperformed Bowser. And to me, that is an insane disappointment. Because Bowser should be, bar none, the best character in the game. On the mound, at the plate, the combination of skills. Hide him at catcher, hide him at pitcher, you know, it doesn't matter. He's even made a good play at third base this season in the first week, I believe. So it's like, I don't know what it is. This team has just been completely underperforming. It doesn't make sense, because you have a Critter, you have a Bones, you have Bowser, you have Birdo. Birdo's batting under 300 this season. That's insane to me. I don't expect that to continue, by the way. She should pick up the pace eventually. But I'm thinking that there's no way this team can continue to underperform like that. So I'm expecting a big second half from Nala's team, and maybe it starts today. Nala Cobra, the big second half starts today. You got Mao Mao on the mound, you know, who after a really good week 1 has kind of not been so good. Let's say that. Something went wrong in one of her potions, and it hasn't been good. But I don't know. Like, yeah, like I'm thinking that Nala's team is good. Nala Cobra are going to totally turn at least their offense around. I think that is definitely going to turn around, and I think it starts today. But on the other side, we have Gorky's team here, making another adjustment after last week, after the week before. The first 2 weeks of the season, they were running Blue Toad. Or sorry, the first 3 weeks of the season, they were running Blue Toad at second base, which caused their defensive efficiency to plummet. It was not good at all, but the manager Gorky has made very nice adjustments. First, changing the infield to a Yoshi Shy Guy infield, and we have seen what Gray Shy Guy has done for Joe's team this season. So I think this is a very smart move, and a Toad Pianta Toad outfield is ridiculous. I am frankly shocked that this team is 0-4 as well. But all the teams in this league are pretty good. So I'm just shocked that these teams have just not been able to pull out a win. The other big change they made, Gorky's team, is that they've adjusted the order of their lineup to push Mario and Luigi from the top to the bottom. And they've been kind of underperforming if I'm being honest with you, both on the mound and at the plate, which is where the other big change comes in. Wario toes the rubber for the first time this season. Like, Luigi's batting 350, not great. You don't want to see him batting less than a me. Mario is batting 500, so that's pretty good. But on the mound, they have been two of the worst pitchers on the mound this season, with both ERAs around 17. Part of that is due to Toad at second inflating some of those numbers for the first 3 weeks, but Luigi's has continued to go up, to continue to gone up. Like, it's gone up and up and up and up and up. As the season's progressed, Mario's kind of stabilized a little bit after the defensive change, but I think giving Wario, and especially Pissman, the me on the Wii, Freudian slip, whatever, Pissman on the Wii, he's also going to be coming into the game to pitch after Wario, assuming no complete game, which I'd be very surprised if Wario pitched a complete game. But so I think the me at the plate is going to be a wee bit of success for them. So without further ado, I think the crowd is ready for the second week of the season, the second game of the 5th week of the season. I don't know why I'm keep thinking the season, but Nala does have home field advantage here. We are playing at Bowser's Castle with Bowser in his home turf. Can they get some offense going? Yoshi's here to start it off and smacks that Wario curveball. Not gonna test Pianta's arm, which feels like a smart thing to do. So Yoshi is gonna settle for the single there. With Bowser's Castle being so heavily fortified, home runs are harder to come by, which may not be so good for a Bowser-centric team, ironically enough. Like, if that's Mario Stadium, maybe that does get out, but that's probably Buddy caught. But Green Critter does fly out there to deep center for the first out. Bones with a nice slap, that's gonna fall. First and second and one out. No, Yoshi's gonna, okay. Yoshi thought about it. But wisely comes back, and here's Bowser. He has a chance to do his team a service, and he's gonna slap that. I mean, you know what? That's gonna be an RBI. Pianta has a good arm, but not that good of an arm. It's gonna be an RBI single for Bowser. Bringing home Yoshi from second, because Yoshi really using that speed. Yeah, good job. Nala's team taking an early 1-0 lead. But there's the defense. Yep. There is the Shy Guy infield, and I don't think Toad makes that play, so we are already seeing dividends being paid here for Gorky. Toad, surprisingly, doesn't really get a lot of good contact there, and that's going to be an out. Very one pitch, one out for Mau Mau. Really looking to bounce back after a few rough performances on the mound, but Pianta is going to knock that one in. The not so fleet of foot yellow Pianta with his 13th single of the season. And here's a Wario bomb, no pun intended. It's going to land foul though. Unfortunately, the star hit is going to go to waste. But that's a liner that's also going to be just foul. Wario really reaches out to make contact with that ball, but it is going to be hit straight to Yoshi, who does get a good jump on the ball. Pissman here. Only batting 263 on the season, so you really want to see Pissman kind of step it up a little bit. And that is not what we would define as stepping it up. So the bats starting cold for Team Gorky and the Luigi Knights. Here's Birdo, arguably the two most underperforming players in the season. Bowser and Birdo stuck on the same team. Really unfortunate. So I think most teams, most managers would be thrilled to have these players on their team. Birdo launches that one pretty high, but it's gonna, you know, draw just foul. Change up. Nuked. And Pianta is not gonna get there. And Birdo, with her first home run of the season, maybe this is what it takes to jumpstart her season around. Wario throwing quite a lot of curveballs, and that's going to be an easy one for Green Shy Guy to hit for his 5th single of the season. 5th hit, all singles actually. C2 up to bat. Looking to try to squeak that batting average above 300, and that's going to be a fly ball. Well hit, but that is going to be caught by Pianta. Baby Luigi, who I think is the owner, not so proud, but the owner of the worst batting average. Nice catch by Yoshi. But Baby Luigi's gonna outrun that. Wow. Okay, Baby Luigi. Outruns that. Nice hustle from Baby Luigi, you know. You can't fault his work ethic at all. That's gonna be nuked by Yoshi, but unfortunately, right to Blue Toad in the outfield there. Here's Critter though. Star pitch. Leaving nothing to chance. And Critter is going to wisely watch that. Turns on that changeup though. It's going to be caught by Toad. Immediately gets exploded on. But okay, 1 run apiece in each inning from Bowser's team. But 2-0 in Sluggers? Oh, it is far from over. Nice hit by Yellow Shy Guy, who also gets his 5th single of the season and 5th hit. So we're seeing the Shy Guy mirror. That's gonna drop. I do not blame Shy Guy for getting thrown out there, because I thought that was gonna be caught too. And that is the 10th single of the season for Toad. Light Blue Yoshi lines that to Critter, and that is going to be a double play. Unfortunate base running this inning. They had something going. They had the makings of a rally, but alas, alack. Quick 2 innings from Mau Mau at the plate, or on the mound, bouncing back quite nicely. But we do know that anything could change in an instant. Holy Shy Guy catch. Wow. Yeah, Toad doesn't make that one. Yeah, with Bowser at the plate, you cannot take any chances, but that's still going to be... I don't think I've ever seen a home run off of a star pitch. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a home run off of a star pitch. That's ridiculous. But literally, that's what you pay Bowser to do. This is what he does best. So that's Bowser and Birdo both hitting Dong Stay, the two underperforming candidates of the season here. There's another nice hit by Birdo. Gonna not challenge Pianta's arm once again. But Birdo's turning her season around in just 2 at-bats, really. This team has gotten out so much. They're still like under 20 at-bats for the season. And Gray Shy Guy lines it right down the middle. More of a grounder, but it was a hard hit grounder, so it is going to squeak by. And you really want C2 to do something here, not that, if you are Team Nala. But that's another 1 run. And at this pace, Gorky is going to need to score 9 runs to win. And we know this team has a really good offense. The problem with this team, or the thing that has let this team down, has not been the offense. It has been the defense and pitching. But let's see how Luigi and the Mario Bros respond to being sent down in the order early. But nice turn on the ball there from Luigi, really getting the torque on his lower body there. That is going to squeak through. Nice single from Luigi, and now Mario is going to follow up with maybe a hit of his own. Star pitch. That's a high fly ball, but that is going to be on the warning track, and it's gonna be caught. Yoshi was there to support Baby Luigi, and that turned out to be the right choice because Baby Luigi was not ready to catch that ball. That is a high bloop from Toad, and that is going to be caught. Blue Toad got just two under that. In one swing, Pianta can make this a one-run game. He can also do that. Like, the contact has been pretty good for Gorky's team. It's just they're just kind of hitting a little under the ball right now. Mao Mao is doing a good job of forcing that like kind of high contact. Baby Luigi lines that right to Blue Yoshi. Light Blue Yoshi, I should say. And now Yoshi comes up. 0 for 2 on the day, I believe. Or no, 1 for 2 on the day. And now 1 for 3. Very quick bounce back inning from Wario. Green Critter. Doesn't get all of that, and that is going to be... Would have had enough power, but it's going to be a little bit to the left. Wario not taking more chances. He's thrown a lot of star pitches. He might be getting tired soon, but he gets the strikeout. Critter, I believe, is now 0 for 3 on the day. Nice strikeout from Wario. Okay, buddy, I see you, I see you, I see you. And now, woo, Wario robbed by Green Critter. Nice defense behind Mao Mao today, I will say. That's gonna be lined right to Shy Guy, and he's not gonna miss many of those easy plays. So quickly 2 up, 2 down. Star hit from Shy Guy, and Bowser's not gonna get a handle on that. And Baby Luigi gets exploded for his efforts. But that star hit is all you need in that Bowser bobble. It's all you need to start a rally. Never mind. Critter caught that. Nice defensive half inning there from Green Critter, and that's 4 zeros on the board that Mau Mau has been able to put up, and I have been pleasantly surprised with her performance at the mound today. You know, we might have to kind of test her for some performance enhancing potions later, maybe, but Pianta is just barely gonna get there. Getting dry bones out, but no, really nice bounce back after 3 extraordinarily rough performances on the mound by Mau Mau. And Wario was using a ton of star pitches, but like, you don't really want to take any chances, but that is nuked. But that, it's gonna be caught. I'm not sure how much more stamina Wario's gonna have here, but the one thing you cannot say is he is lacking for effort. He's putting everything he can into most of his pitches. But if you can get Wario to go 5 strong, considering the amount of star pitches he's thrown, yeah, really generating that really bad contact there. And Mau Mau having a really, unfortunately, not so good day at the plate, seeing her average drop over 100 points today. But that is 5 very solid Wario innings. Wario is giving his team a chance here. Now the offense just needs to take advantage of it. And that is not what you want to see if you are a fan of the Luigi Knights. Can the captain himself, demoted to 8th in the lineup, the captain, can he start something for his team? No. Luigi continuing his disappointing season so far. Still time to turn it around, of course. But he is being outperformed by his brother this season. Nice single from Blue Toad, and 2-out rally. Yellow Pianta, this could be tied in one swing. That's gonna fall. Bases loaded. 4. That's the 14th single, by the way, for Yellow Pianta, but it's bases loaded for Wario. And he has a chance to put himself in the position to be the winning pitcher. But that is an insanely clutch out and dive from Shy Guy. Green Shy Guy is gonna let Mau Mau continue her 5 scoreless innings. Wario's day at the plate, excuse me, Warriors Day at the mound is over. But we will now see the debut of Pissman. I do hope he does not piss away the opportunity Wario has given him as he grabs the baton and starts at the top of the 6. 1 pitch, 1 out. Good start. Okay. 2 pitches, still 1 out. The Shy Guys came to play today. I'm impressed, actually. One strike, no balls, and that is going to be a double play again. C2 is being the black hole at the plate that I thought like a third of Joe's team would be. But that is her 5th double play induced to the season. Me on me Carnage, that's gonna fall. Nice charge from Pissman. He's gonna smack that one into center field. Here's Shy Guy. Wow, nice curve from Mao Mao. Star hit? Shy Guy doesn't care about your star hits. Wow. Wow, dude. That's crazy, dude. Alright. The defense has been putting in a lot of work behind Mao Mao, but Mao Mao has also done a pretty good job of just, you know, inducing weak contact. This is shaping up to be one of the lowest scoring games in WPF Sluggers history if this score holds. Nice catch by Yoshi. Light blue Yoshi catching that. I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but that's another out for Baby Luigi, unsurprisingly. Yoshi on Yoshi violence. Light blue Yoshi really putting on a clinic here on the defense. 2 balls his way this inning. 2 amazing snags. Can he make it 3 for 3? No, because this is absolutely smacked. And Toad's not going to get there in time. There's the first critter home run of the day. And oh, this is tragic. That home run was not only the first home run of the season for Critter, but the first RBI of the season for Green Critter. That's crazy. That is crazy to me. Only batting 391 on the season. Yes, I know, only batting 391. Changeup is smacked, and Pianta is not going to get a good jump on that, and that is going to fall for Green Dry Bones. With Bowser up to potentially widen the lead. This is a very sticky situation here. Another changeup, a very risky first pitch that Bowser does watch. He doesn't miss those twice. That is nuked. And they're not going to jump. They're not. What? Pianta and Toad. Just watch that. Have they just given up on the season? I think that is shameful from Toad and Pianta. This team is 0-4. It's 6-0. I guess they just think like, oh, the season's over. Let's not like risk injury. Like, but that is a shameful, shameful, shameful display in right center field. Those guys deserve to be benched after that, despite them being like the 2 best players on their team. And if the 2 best players on your team are doing that kind of thing, then that does not bode well for your clubhouse morale. But Light Blue Yoshi sneaks that one through. And if you want anybody to start a rally, it will be your captain, Luigi. Should not have swung at that. That's a double play. Holy moly. 3rd double play grounded into of the season for Luigi, and with 2 outs, Mario's going to have to start something himself. Nice hit, but I believe that was once again hit too much under the ball. And Mao Mao again. Great job generating weak pop-ups over and over and over and over. Here's Birdo. Turning on that star hit. And is that going to be gone too? Oh my god. 2nd home run of the day for Birdo. Crazy. That was placed quite perfectly, honestly. And just not enough speed. That was a really well placed hit. And Birdo with 2 home runs today, making her stat line a lot more stomachable. We've seen a lot of home runs on Bowser's Castle. I am frankly pretty shocked by that. But good job there from Pissman, kind of limiting the damage on 2 pitches here. 2 pitches, 2 outs. Nice bounce back for sure. You cannot fault Pissman for, you know, his mental fortitude. You know, came in, it was 3-0, gives up a few dongs, but doesn't really lose his composure. Like, the power hitters are you know, they're gonna get theirs, right? But, like, sure, and like, one of them wasn't even his fault. Like, his teammates should have bailed him out. So, like, I don't blame Pissman at all. So you are running out of time if you are a fan of the Gorky Knights here, with only 6 more outs to work with. But Mau Mau still in the game in the 8th inning, really doing a good job. Pianta is going to turn on the star hit though, and that's going to be nuked, but Yoshi's fast. They are going to catch it. You really want to see that one go through and go outside of the walls into the lava if you are the Knights, but you still have some good hitters coming up, so Wario can maybe do something here. Another star pitch. Mau Mau is really trying to leave it all out here in the 8th and not really want to do a complete game. I do kind of want to see a complete game just because like that would be very interesting. Wario's going to smack that in, and it's going to go past Yoshi with a terrible route to the ball. That's the first defensive miscue we've seen from this team today. And they might get punished for it. No, Yoshi, yo, that's going to land. Okay, I don't blame Wario or Toad for not running there. That's crazy. You do not want to star pitch and a star hit. That's gonna land. Mau Mau running out of steam in the 8th, and that's gonna be an RBI single. Driving home Blue Toad. And yep, there it is. Mau Mau is getting tired. But here's Red Toad. This is exactly who you want here. Bases loaded, 1 out. The singles machine. Charging. That's gonna go foul, but imagine, could you imagine if a Red Toad grand salami? No! Oh my god. That is the first line out into a double play of the season for Red Toad, and at the worst possible time, Mau Mau escapes 8 innings of 1-run ball. Holy moly, I am shooketh. Yoshi, what are you doing? It's an error. It's an error. That's so an error. Oh my god. It's gonna be a single for. I'm still shook by that really slow ball that ended up being an error. It's only the 3rd single of the season for Green Critter. Oh wow. That was a Green Dry Bones double play. A lot of uncharacteristic double plays getting hit into by some of the best hitters in the league. I am quite shocked, to be honest. Here's Bowser though, with one last chance to increase the lead at home, and lines it to Toad, who got a good jump on it. And that's potentially the end of the day for the Monsters, who put up a pretty good showing at the plate. And Mau Mau is going to be done after 8 innings of phenomenal pitching. Could have gone the distance if the 8th inning went a little better for her, but after the rough outings she's had, Nala put his faith in Nala and Cobra, especially Cobra, I should say. Especially Cobra put his faith in Mao Mao to bounce back, and Cobra and the team were rewarded with a stupendous performance. We will see Birdo trying to close out the game for the Monsters to secure their first win of the season. Can they do it? Light Blue Yoshi gets under that. It's going to be a quick out, one pitch, one out. And you do not want to see that if you're Gorky. I mean, last inning was so demoralizing. You have bases loaded with a Toad up. That is a surefire way to get some runs, and it just didn't happen. It's a good hit by Luigi, though. The captain, who hasn't really done much today, looking to get something, anything, started for this team. They really need some good vibes. Trying a lot of different things, but nothing seems to be working. You're seeing only marginal improvements, but nothing that's changing the end result. And the end result is another loss for the Knights and the first win of the season for the Nala Monsters. But honestly, until the 7th and 8th inning, this game was a very nice defensive battle. I think the score should have been 4-1, 5-1. I don't know what Toad and Beyonce were doing watching that hit. Just the home run. The second home run from Bowser, I believe. Just go. That didn't really make sense to me. But yeah, this batting, a 0 batting from Red Toad is unheard of. That is extraordinarily just unlucky at the plate for him. Mario and Luigi did not respond well to being put down in the bottom of the lineup. When your best hitter by more than double is Yellow Shy Guy, you know something has gone terribly, terribly wrong. The bats were just sleeping the entire day today. I don't know what else to say, other than the bats just were sleeping. I'm honestly pretty shocked, I'm not gonna lie. But if we look at the winning team, Nala, their first win of the season, and we finally see Bowser doing what he should. All batting points, two dongs on the day. Birdo also with 2 dongs on the day. Very nice work from those 2 players, the 2 star players on this team that you expect to do things, did things. And that's perfect. Mao Mao with a fat 0, but she was amazing on the mound, so it doesn't really matter. So I still think this team can do with a little bit of tweaking on their defense and pitching order, but Mao Mao really bounced back today. So I think that might be a good omen for this team going forward. So congratulations to Nala and Cobra on their first win, and to Gorky and the Luigi Knights. I think that your time will definitely come. Your time will definitely come. You just got unfathomably unlucky. I think Nala Cobra put all their bad luck onto you, and that's how this happened, because Nala's team and Cobra's team have been very unlucky as well. But today their big bats finally showed up, and there's not much you can do about that. But very interesting second game, and depending on how this third game goes, we will have a very, very interesting standings to look at. Speaking of, we have the second 3-1 versus 3-1 matchup. The Majora Daisy Flowers and the JK Bowser Jr. Rookies. So, Majora's team here has been running the same lineup since week 3 after the Magikoopas were selling on the at the plate. I know Majora really loves the Magikoopas and their hitting. I'm less bullish on their performance at the plate. I'm probably lower on them than average across the whole community, but this team has been performing very well. It has an amazing infield. I will always love a Bro Critter infield. It is probably the second best infield you can get behind replacing one of them with a Pianta. Probably a Critter. But like, you cannot go wrong with this infield. You've got a very offensive oriented outfield, but it's doing the job so far. You have Bones, Pianta, and Ryan Tapia, with Ernie Clement, Erndog here at catcher, and then Blooper and King Boo. King Boo has been king clutch this season. And Daisy, after like a so-so performance in her debut, and the week after that, has really locked in on the mound and performed admirably for the last captain drafted. So I'm very scared of this team, and I expect it to continue to be doing great things. Now here we have my team. I will try to be as unbiased as possible, but no promises. We have, just like Team Gorky and the Luigi Knights, a Toad, Pianta, Toad outfield, which I think is a very great outfield. You kind of sacrifice a little bit of speed in center for amazing hitting and synergy, and like Toad, Pianta, Toad synergizes itself very well. In a perfect world, single Grand Slam is the play. And Luke is getting his first start on the mound, being rewarded. Pitched 7 innings of 1-run ball against Bowser's team and Nala Cobra in the opener, into getting benched by me for 2 weeks. And I don't think Luke liked that. Luke Fonfaber does not like being slighted at all. And he came back last week to shut down the door and hand Terminals Diddy Monkeys their first loss of the season. So he is being rewarded today with the start. And I think if what Mau Mau did today is any indication, I think we are in to see a pretty decent day from Luke too. But I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch. But this is going to be a very pivotal game in the league, and it will be a very interesting game, and I am ready to see it go. So let's go. Daisy, Flowers, Bowser Jr. Rookies. Game 3 of the nightcap we have today, and I am ready for some Wario City hijinks. Daisy's team starting on the mound, and the home team gets the first crack, as Toad takes a well-painted strike one from Daisy. Does hit that one, and Critter is looking the wrong way, and that's gonna fall for a single. Critter might want to be looking at the ball and not turn his back to the ball, but there's a Pianta that's gonna land. Oh my god, I thought he was gonna be thrown out. Pianta barely outruns the relay throw to first. What a weird sentence. Here's Toad that's going to launch that one pretty high, but that is unfortunately going to be caught. But here is the first real threat of the day here. Red Critter with 2 on 1 out. Takes a strike one right down the middle, sizing up his opponent. Daisy with the start pitch. Critter. I don't think I've ever seen an infield fly before. Very nice use of the start pitch from Daisy there. And it's quickly 2 on nobody out to 2 on 2 out. So good job by Daisy to really kind of settle things down after a jittery start. And that's the end of the inning. Okay, good bounce back from Daisy. That is actually really clutch. 2 on nobody out with Toad, Critter, drive-ons, you would expect something to happen there. But now here's Luke. No, why didn't you throw to first? Said nobody ever. Pianta's gonna get in there for a single. And here's Boomerang Bro, who's gonna line that one to center. And that's gonna be first and third. Nobody out. And here's Rhymal looking to do some damage. He can. Star hit. That's gonna go past. No, that's gonna go past. And the arrow is going to allow that to be an RBI double for Rhymal Tapia. Unfortunate arrow there. And that's going to be a critter single, and that's going to fall, and all of a sudden, it's very quickly, 2-0. Boomerang Bro crosses the plate. And here's Bones. Luke needs to settle down. And that's going to drop. Here's the captain. Whoops. If you are Luke, you really need to settle down. You need to get some kind of out here. It's going to be a pop out that is going to bring home Rhymal. That's going to be a sac fly for Daisy. And it is quickly 3-0. With only one out, and still first and second. And King Boo is up, King Clutch himself. Luke really needs to get something. Oh, that is launched, and that's gone. It's a 3-run homer for King Boo. And that's the end of the day for Luke. He's already going to be gone. Wow. That is incredible. And very damaging to his Cy Young candidacy. That is wild to me. Alright. Luke did not respond well at all to getting the start, and Bowser Jr. is going to come. The captain himself is going to try and make something. Luke only gets one out. That's crazy to me. Well, so there's the second out of the inning. He didn't even make it through the order once. It's crazy. Well, Bowser Jr. maybe wasn't so happy about not getting the start for the first time. Quickly turns 2, but is very quickly a 6-0 deficit for the Bowser rookies, the junior rookies. Firebro only batting 286 on the season. And his woes at the plate continue. Bowser Jr. gonna star hit this. It's gonna be high. And it's gonna be the greediest single I've ever seen. but never punished for it. He's been punished this season before. But here's Hammer Bro, taking a really meaty strike one down the middle. Turns on that, but that's caught, and that is... Wow. Nice play from Boomerang Bro. Okay. Crazy. 2-0 so far for Daisy on the mound. And then here's Bowser Jr. Generating nice contact there. Bowser Jr. making quick work so far of this lineup, but as we saw, this lineup can do tons of damage. Change up. Right to Fire Bro. Star pitch to Rymel on the first pitch of the at-bat, and that is going to be another quick inning from Bowser Jr. Really making his case to get his starting role back. Here's Luke. Can he make up something on the mound at the plate here? That's going to be lined right. The arrow, of course, goes right to the defender, but that is a single start off the bottom or the top of the third for Luke. With Toad Pianta Toad coming up, so we can maybe see some... Yeah, we can maybe see something coming here. We need to start getting into that deficit, like now. If you are a fan of the monsters, or the rookies, I mean. Pianta lines that. It's a shallow center. But he's out. Oh my god. That's crazy, actually. Here's Yellow Toad with a chance to do something. And that's going to go over the head of Bones, and the water is going to make that a 2 RBI single. The water coming out at an unfortunate time for Majora's team, and that is 2 runs being brought home, which is very, very important for JK's team. And there's a critter single. And this is kind of what you expect from this team, right? Just like really solid hitting across the board. And if Pianta wasn't out, you'd be seeing even more. Oh, that is nuked, but it's going to be foul. Didn't even get all of it either. Daisy's not going to take any more chances here. I'd love to see this not get hit. Alright, another infield fly. Very cool. Daisy really using her star pitches smartly, and JK's team not really like holding back at all. Nuked by Fire Bro. Is this where his redemption starts? Oh, that is absolutely nuked. That is way too high for even the buddy jump, and that's a 3-run dong. Fire Bro's first home run of the season. And Daisy's also seeing a hit to her MVP candidacy as well, or her Cy Young candidacy. Wow. Commentating and tracking stats on the analytics team in one go is very difficult, so I apologize if there's some weird commentary or any pauses, but both starting pitchers shelled today by their offense, and we will see following Daisy, King Clutch coming to the plate. Sorry, the mound. King Clutch, can he live up to the nickname I admittedly just gave him today? We shall find out. Bowser Jr. is going to rip that one, and that is going to be the continuation of a very solid inning for the rookies. Hammer Bro has a chance to do something cool with chemistry on base. His 14th at bat of the season. Yes, Hammer Bro is benched, and he did not take kindly that either. That is nuked. That is gone. And it wouldn't have mattered. The water didn't matter. That's a go-ahead home run. It is. In one inning, we have made everything back. And this is the team I envisioned when I drafted it. The offense not letting anybody feel comfortable. The defense has been underperforming, I feel like, but you are never going to complain with a 7-run inning. This is crazy. This game is shaping up to be a classic already, and it's only the 3rd inning. Wow. That was a meatball. Critter. That is going to curve just foul. And Toad is not tall enough to catch that. Change up. Nuked. Water? No water. Okay. I have no words. Blue Critter with his 5th home run of the season, and it is a tie game just like that. That is the 2nd Toad Pianta combo just watching the ball. I don't know if there was some miscommunication as far as, you know, is it going to be gone? Is it going to be caught? That is nuked by Bones, but I think that is going to just be within catching range for the tall Pianta, and he makes the grab. Crazy game. Captain Daisy up to bat. Captain versus captain. Are we going to see some fireworks? We are going to see a grounder slip through for a single. Some people would consider that fireworks. Defensive sickos that enjoy defensive baseball would consider that enjoyers. Or fireworks, I should say. King Clutch up to bat with a big hack at it. Does let that one fall. And the throw is not going to be in time, and Boo is going to get a single. Here's Earndog, who is 2 for 10 on this season, and he is in prime position here to do something. One of two things. He's either going to RBI or get a double play. Oh, no, that would have been a triple play. That's insane. What a grab from Hammer Bro. And honestly, very, very, very good heads up, because you don't really expect those kinds of balls to go down the third base line, but Hammer Bro was ready for that, and he made a magnificent defensive play. Green Toad does his thing, and that's going to turn into a double thanks to the arrow. And finally, JK's team is seeing their home stadium provide some positive influence to their batting instead of the enemies, or the opposing teams. It's a hack from Pianta. And that's a star pitch that Pianta is going to turn on, and that's going to land for a single. I swear to God, dude. That is the 2nd time today Pianta has been thrown out after getting a base knock. It's okay. Yellow Toad does his thing. That is his 11th RBI of the season, bringing home his brethren, who scores his 7th run of the season. And that is the end of the day for King Boo. King Clutch. Not very clutch today, unfortunately, for Team Majora. And Blooper is going to make his first extended appearance on the mound, it looks like, because usually Daisy and King Boo are enough to get through the game for the Daisy Flowers. But today, Blooper is going to get his first extended run at the plate on the mound. Let's see what the Squid can do. You don't want to be facing Red Critter, another MVP candidate, with 6 home runs on the season as your first batter. Nice eye from Red Critter taking that. Blooper really playing this patiently and playing it cool. Red Critter is going to take that as well. It's a 2-1 count. That is a fast changeup, but Critter nukes this off the wall, and it is going to be runners at the corners. Only his 5th single this season, but now he has almost as many singles as home runs. Red dry bones here, or rather dark bones. He's gonna line that, and Toad gets a really late start, but his running ability means that he will make it home. A very, very questionable decision to go home there, if I'm being honest, even though it worked out, because he took his sweet time deciding whether or not he should actually run, but he ran. That is a really fast changeup. That is really funny to me. I don't actually know if these players are faked out by it or not, but that'd be really funny if they were. Oh, he's charging. He's watching. He charged. Most importantly, he hit dongs. Oh, did I call that? Come on, Fire Bro. That is nuked. That is the same thing as before. That's too high. That's gone. That is the second 3-run homer of the day for Fire Bro. Absolute nuke shot. We speak these into existence. Blooper stole energy though. Hello. I see you, buddy. Bowser Jr. lines one, but that's gonna be caught by Pianta. Watches a pretty slow strike one. Hammer Bro being pretty patient. Oh, he nukes this not so change-up, and nobody's gonna make it. That's gone. And the power display for the Bowser Jr. rookies continues. And what a fireworks show this has been so far. And we are not even 5 innings in. We're not even 4 innings in. My bad. Here's Luke with 1 out to work with. And mercifully, the inning will end for Majora, but not before back-to-back 7 and 6 run outbursts from the Bowser Jr. rookies. Now Bowser Jr., the captain, needs to keep things under control and limit the damage that this very scary lineup can do. And that is a good start. So after we can like talk about it now. Like, I think DK might be the Cy Young frontrunner after what we just witnessed today. Luke and Daisy both took massive hits to their candidacy. And DK was the only other person really challenging that. I will have to see what Mau Mau's numbers look like after her 8-inning 1-run performance. But she had so many... No way. That's an error for Red Critter. Yeah, we're going to have to see what Mau Mau's numbers look like, but despite Red Critter being amazing, that is his 3rd error of the season, the most among critters. It's going to be caught by Toad, though. And that's going to keep the score as a 0. And the top of the order here, Blue Toad coming up to bat. Blooper, just trying to see how much longer he can go. No, Blue Toad, why did you swing at that? Why did you swing at that? What are you doing? Okay, can Pianta please, like, make it to first base on time? This is all I'm asking. Like, he should be 3 for 3. This is the exact same hit he did last time. Oh my god. Like clockwork, dude. Red Pianta should be 4 for 4 today, but he's 2 for 4. But his average is still like 625. He's chilling. You're really seeing the quick throw ability, the Rymul's quick like ability to quickly, yeah, look at that. His ability to quickly like release and throw the ball is really making Pianta have to be very heads up in his base running. It's a single from Critter, and the chemistry is very nice too. But all of a sudden its base is loaded just like that, and that's the end of the day. For Blooper, I don't know who's next actually. Who is next on the chopping block? It is only the like 5th inning, right? Like, what is happening? Okay, after Blooper, we will see Erndog. Ernie Clement or Clement or whatever, however you want. I don't actually know how it's pronounced, but he is going to pitch for the first time in his career. I think he pitched like 0.1 innings before. Its bases loaded, 1 out, so Erndog has a chance to do something very, very clutch here. That's a star hit from Bones, and that's gonna land. It's gonna drive home too. And Firebro has had an amazing day today. It's gonna be caught, and they're not gonna test the arm smartly. I agree with that play. That is going to be... Okay, nice bounce back from Ernie. Only escaping that with 2 runs is not bad, low-key. Lowest of keys. Okay, here's Blue Critter up to bat now for the bottom of the 5th for Majora. That is high to deep left, but it is going to be foul. Another star pitch from Bowser, Bowser Jr. has been using these star pitches pretty liberally. He might be getting tired pretty soon. That's going to be a single for Critter. Bowser Jr. still has a little bit of energy left. No, turn 1 changeup, pitch 1 changeup. And there's another star pitch. If we can induce a double play, that'd be very cool. But that is not what happens. It's a single. And Majora's team mounting something here with the captain up to do some damage maybe. Oh. That's a high fly ball right at the wall. And that is going to be caught. And they're not... Thanks to Pianta's strong arm, that is going to hold the runner at second. Nice throw. King clutch with a laser. It's going to fall. It's going to be a ground rule double. It's going to score a run. Nice bounce from the pitch. And that's going to bring home Blue Critter. Bowser Jr.'s day is done, but very nice performance coming in relief for Luke. And Red Dry Bones is going to come in from the catcher spot to try and end this inning without further damage being rendered. Oh! Huge double play from Red Critter, making up for that error earlier. And Erndog, despite getting out of the jam as a pitcher, helps the other team get out of a jam with some minus war at the plate there. Hammer bro. Single. Really nice star hit from Hammer bro. Here's Luke. 1 for 3 on the day, I believe, or 1 for 4, something like that. Nice hit. That's gonna be caught, actually, I lied. Here's top of the order again. Green Toad up to bat for the 25th time of the season, and that's gonna fall for a single. Good job from Green Toad. Widely considered to be the weakest Toad in the game. Batting 640, you cannot fault him. He is one of the few Toads with, maybe the only Toad without a home run, though. Okay, nice catch from Critter. And that is continuing Pianta's rough day. He needs to get a little more effort into that. That is actually the 5th double play induced by Red Pianta. And it's the bottom of the 6th here. Now Majora's got to do something here. Watching strike 1 there is a blooper. Looking to hit a bloop single, and that is exactly what he does. Strike 1, curving right down to the middle of the plate. Blue Pianta. Because Hammer Bro or Fire Bro used the star catch there, that allowed Blooper to safely make it back to first base and avoid getting into the double play, which is very nice for Majora's team. Boomerang Bro is going to line this one, and that is going to fall. A Blooper thought about going to third. He might have been able to make it, I'm not going to lie. Here's Raimo, though, with 1 out to make some magic happen. That's going to be caught. Doesn't even need to step on the bag himself. He just underhands it, and that is enough to do the job. And Bones coming in with a very shaky ERA. Shutting the door down so far. So it was really only Luke that has... That's gonna be caught? Oh, okay. Very interesting. I didn't think that would fall, but it looked like it would for a second there. Red Critter nukes this right to Daisy. Amazing catch by Daisy. And that's going to be weak contact, and that is going to be a very quick 1-2-3 from Erndog. Ernie doing good work on the mound. So the offense has gone to sleep a little bit for both teams, but we know these teams. We've seen it in this game. Both teams are capable of going crazy, and all it takes is a 7-run inning from Majora and the Daisy Flowers to tie the game, and we know they can do it. And that is a very timely arrow that is going to maybe be a triple. Critter wisely stays at second, but that is a double. The first double of the season for Blue Critter. And the leadoff double is exactly what you want to see. It's a high fly ball from Bones. Pianta's waddling over there, but he is going to be useless, as that's just going to be flown out the deep left and caught. Here's Daisy now. Lines it right to Critter, who takes the fielder's choice at first. And King Clutch, King Boo, with a runner on third, 2 outs, has a chance to get an RBI. Last time up, he did get the ground rule double. Can he do it again? Star hit. There it is, another RBI for Mr. Clutch. An RBI single. For his 13th RBI of the season. And Blue Critter scoring his 10th run of the season. Which means it is now only a 6-run game with Erndog. Trying to keep this rally going. Toad's going to be right on top of that, and Erndog is batting a measly 154 under the Toadsworth line. And we see Bro, Junior Bro up to bat. That is a scary prospect for any team to face, if I do say so myself, even unbiased. Firebro with a star hit, and that is going to be a very well-placed star hit that will earn Firebro a leadoff single for his 5th single of the season. Here's Bowser Jr. And that's going to be caught, and Firebro is caught sleeping. It's going to be a double play. Here's Hammer Bro. Nice contact. And Pianta is going to get a good jump on that, and that will be caught. To get a very quick, not quite 1, 2, 3, but a very quick top of the 8th. Earndog has really done a good job. So the only me who has not performed well today is Luke, and that makes me very sad. Here's Blooper to lead off the bottom of the 8th with a star hit, and too fast for Firebro to handle, unironically. And this is going to be a bunt, showing bunt from Pianta. If you are JK's team, you want him to connect on this bunt. This is a terrible decision, I think. It's going to be foul, though. Because now he's not going to show bunt anymore. Yeah, unfort. It's a single for Blue Pianta. Because he hit it to the left side of the field, he's going to not be at risk of being thrown out. Here's Boomerang Bro, that was 0 outs to make something happen. That's going to just curve foul at the end. That was dangerous. Because that would have been a dong if it was anywhere closer. It's a star hit. Base running? That looked like Blooper should have gotten out, if I'm being honest, but... Earndog. Nice base running from Fire Bro, though. Or Boomerang Bro. Why can't my bros be smart at base running? Oh, that's nuked. And that's just gonna curve foul. Oh, that what? They hit the wall? That wasn't caught? Down. This is a very crucial pitch right here. He's gonna opt for the fastball. It's gonna be caught. It's gonna land. It's gonna be an RBI. Wow. It's gonna be an RBI double. Bringing home Blooper. The arrows are really, really, really killing this team, the home team. Maybe need to work on some stadium renovations in the future. There's a high hit from Dry Bones. It's going to land, though. And that's going to be a... It's going to be an RBI. 2 RBI single. From Blue Dry Bones, bringing home both Critter and Boomerang Bro. And what started as a pretty good day for Bones has ended on a bit of a sour note, because now it's a 3-run game and it is anybody's game. Hammer Bro. It's going to be coming from third base, because you do want to keep the middle infield intact. But after making that spectacular catch earlier, Hammer Bro is going to try and shut the door in his pitching debut. And this has all been a 2-out rally too. So good job by Majora's team to kind of make something happen here. Good catch. Is that going to be made in time with chemistry? Yes, it is. And Hammer Bro gets out of the inning. Okay, one more inning. 3-run game. Let's see it happen. Here's Luke to lead off. If he gets on base, that's going to be very good. Oh! Boomerang Bro jumped early, which means that Luke is going to get on base. for Green Toad, who has been very solid today at the plate. Nice curveball from Earndog to catch Green Toad swinging at that. That's going to be really weak contact, though. Red Pianta, with chemistry, has a chance to do something. Nice catch. Alright. That is now Pianta's league. Tied for the league lead with Boo with 6 double plays. 3 to tie, 4 to win. Can Hammer Bro shut the door? King Clutch leading off. Nuked, but gonna curve foul. Really, really interesting pitching stance. Nice curve, but that is going to be... That's going to not be caught by Toad, and call it luck, call it whatever you want, but that is a clutch double from King Boo. And that is exactly what you wanted to see if you are Team Majora. Star pitch. And that's another... I have no words. That's the 4th error of the season for Red Critter, and suddenly, the bottom of the lineup is making some stuff happen here. And that is not what you want to see at all. There it is. I don't know why you had to dive for that, but that's a double play. Down to last out. And that is going to mercifully end the game after a brief scare with 2 bobbles. The Bowser Jr. Monsters hang on for a 15-13 victory. And you have a dual MVP between Yellow Toad and Fire Bro. For the visiting team, Blue Critter and King Boo had phenomenal games at the plate. And for the home team, the Bros showed up to play, and Yellow Toad also did some good work at the plate. The pitching on both sides was not that great, except for Earndog. Earndog did a good job. Not the greatest defensive performance, definitely, from both sides, especially the rookies. The rookies made a few defensive miscues that cost the team a few runs, and one of which prematurely ended Luke's night. But I expect this team to bounce back defensively for sure. So you definitely love to see a bit better situational awareness in baseball and defensive playing if you are the Monsters. The Monarchs, or not the Monarchs, the Flowers did a pretty good job with that, but at the same time it's like you don't want to ever give up 15 runs. So maybe something needs to happen. Third base coach, first base coach, got to work on some stuff. But yeah, that is the end of today's triple header at night, and what that means is we have 2 teams at 4-1, 2 teams at 3-2, 1 team at 1-4, and 1 team at 0-5. So it is anybody's game. Everybody's still technically, mathematically alive for the playoffs, and I am very excited to see what the last 3 weeks have in store for us. And if you've made it to the end, I really appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this solo commentary was interesting, and I hope the games were interesting. I hope you're starting to see some of these league storylines develop, and it's very interesting, and I really think that we are in for a fantastic finish. Now very quickly, I do want to do something before I let you guys leave. Yes, you are trapped here. I am going to show you statistics for the first time. So here are the teams. This is a little outdated at the moment, but we have these teams, and here are the batting leaders after today. So Purple Toad still is the best average of the bunch. Leading, the only character with above an 800 average. DK really making his MVP case here with 10 RBIs, 15 runs, 22 hits. Blue Drybones leading the league with 17 singles. Blue Critter, PD Prana, Regular Drybones. Yep, all these guys are doing good, and a lot of my characters did not have a good day at the office. Green Toad batting 615. But Red Critter, who is leading the league with 6 home runs, is only batting 542. But with 14 RBIs, 10 runs, you cannot discount his you know, impact. Hammer Bro and Fire Bro also really did wonders for their batting lines today. I mean, look at Frieza. Is the best me by a pretty big margin if we're looking at this, right? Because after Frieza is... Apologies. After Frieza is Luke. So we go from 520 to 474, which isn't that bad, but look at this. Frieza has a home run, 12 RBIs. Luke has no RBIs. He's very selfish. He has 5 runs. So, yeah. So I think that's pretty cool. So, thank you once again for watching, and I will see you guys next week for more amazing slugging action. Good night. This is JK signing off from the Mushroom Kingdom Network, TV network. Something, something, something. Yes, bye.